fact, is we've started preparing for what we know are the 3 biggest production months of the year, which is September, October, November. This is not just in DuePoint. This is historically in the financial services space. Those 3 months, I don't know what it is. Maybe we all get nervous as we come towards the end of the year that we need to get ourselves insured. But we know that in the financial services space, those are the 3 biggest production sales months of the year. And so we want this year to be absolutely magnificent. Last year, it was around about this time that we saw the very big step up in DuePoint's production. And we saw us go from a little place doing about 400 people a month to a place doing 5,000 people a month during those 3 months. Now, if you can imagine, we're on 5,000 people a month now. We could go to 20,000 people a month by the end of this year. And so we're quite excited about it. But, of course, we can't do anything. Rob and I always talk about the fact that we're running a charity voluntary organization here. We cannot force any of our wealth engineers to do anything. We can't force them to do this. This is not staff members. I can't haul you into my office on Monday morning and start saying, hey, you need to work harder, because it's your business. It's your tool. I just provide the platform. And so we kind of sit on the sidelines and kind of hope in some to a certain extent that you guys will get active and get out there and start doing something. So this morning, I want to spend some time changing my hope that you'll get active into a message that I hope will make you active over the next 3 months, because it's like we have been sowing seeds into a field for the last 3 months over winter, which are usually the worst months of the year. And now we're going to reap the harvest of the work that we've done over the next 3 months. And we've got to be ready. Remember, we said that the harvest is plenty, but the workers are few. We need to be getting out there now, and I want us harvesting. It's going to be easier than ever to get yeses. So if you say that everybody says no, well, over the next 3 months, you're going to find more people saying yes. And so I want us active and alive in that. And so this morning, that's what I want to spend our time talking about, is the next 90 days until the 31st of November. Can you believe there's only about 100 days to the 1st of December? What's left of August and 90 days. It's just absolutely crazy. 100 days from now, we're going to be going on Christmas holiday. It's nuts. And so for those of you who are really wanting to push for rank 9, 100 days. That's what you got. 100 days. And like I say to you, it doesn't matter. If you miss it this year, we're going next year, and you've built something over the next 90 days. That should get you there. So I wanted to talk to you about our goals and how we want our goals translated into yours. You know that I always say you can't get anywhere without a goal. When we talk in our intro presentations, I say the first thing I want you to do is set a goal and then work a plan out. So we do. That's what we do. We set our goals and our budgets and our forecasts all the time. We got goals for the next 90 days. The first thing that we want it to be is we want it to be our best spring ever. That's what it is. It's spring. 1st of September, it's spring for 3 months, and we want it to be our best one ever. It'll only be our second one, but we want to kill it compared to last year, where we quadrupled our volume in 2 months. Quadrupled, all right? And we want to see that happen again, maybe even better this month. The second thing, of course, is there's our 90-day period. We want to have a 3-month plan in place, a plan for each of the 3 months, and we want you to have a plan for the next 3 months. Don't look at it on this ad hoc basis. What we find often, I'll talk to the guys and say, what's your goal? No, my goal is to go rank 9. How are you going to get there? Well, I'm just going to keep trying every month. Just every month, I'm just going to keep trying. We want to actually have a plan. Now, we've given you part of those plans already in our 30-day plan, the first 30 days. You've got it there day by day, what you have to do. And then your fast starter guide, which again gives it to you day by day, but by month at that point in time. So we've given you the blocks that you need to plan out the next 3 months. So what we're wanting and hoping for you guys to be doing now is to go away and sit down by yourself and then as a channel and say, what's the plan for the next 3 months? Here's August. What are we doing in August? Here's September. Here's October. And here's November. What are we doing in each of those 3 months? What's our calendar looking like? When are we meeting? What are we doing? When are the development seminars? When are the special presentations? How are we molding that in to our plan to achieve our goals for that month? And then, of course, I want you to have that goal somewhere. I want you to put it up. We're going to talk about it more at the end, but I want to have, in my hope is that you do what I do. I put my goal up so that I can see it. All the time I can see it, and it helps drive me to that point. Have you got your goal? Have you inserted your goal into your life in some way where you can see it all the time? You know, when we say, how much do you want to earn? I don't know, just lots. I just want to earn lots, you know. Okay, well, what does that mean? How do you get there? How does that drive you? You know, how does that drive you? You want to do, we've got nice ones. We've used Patrick and Pumi before. You've seen their video on our YouTube channel for our conference last year where they've got goals. Pumis gets everything first. So she wants the house first and stay in city. Whatever's left, Patrick gets. He wants the Bentley. Like you've got the goals that you're aiming at and you're going for it. Now, you need the same things. Do you know what it is in your life? Now, you've got a 90-day goal. That's the one I want. What's the 90-day goal? If you're on 2,000 Rand a month with DuePoint at the moment, is it 8,000 Rand a month by the end of November? What is Christmas going to look like this year for you? What's it going to look like? Well, sure, we've got the long-term goals, but I'm talking the next 90 days. I want you to insert your goal here for November. That 30th of November, when we hit that day and the month is closed off, what do you want your channel and your income to be looking like on that day? That's what we've got to start thinking about if we're going to make this the best spring ever for the next 90 days. All right, so what's the plan? What's the plan? DuePoint side of things, we've got a plan. Okay? We want to put tools in your hands. We want to be the best platform we can be for you. We're going to be rolling out a brand new app on about the 1st of October for you. We're very excited about it. We think it is absolutely phenomenal. It's going to give you a lot more detail in a lot more understandable format than the current one is giving you. So that should help you loads and loads. I think you'll be quite excited about it. And of course, it'll be just the first stage. We'll then roll out additional stages on it to give you extra stuff. That's happening 1st of October for you guys. It's been in development now for 2 months, but they need 1 more month before they're willing to roll it out for you guys. That's the first thing we're going to do. New app, new dashboard. You can see clearer. If you can see clearer, you can drive this channel more clearly and more accurately with the information we give you. Then the next thing, we have prepared a short, less than 2-minute long video about DuePoint that we are going to give you that you can move very quickly around via WhatsApp and all these Facebook and all these things that you're not allowed to do. You're allowed to push this video out, okay? It's in the right format. It gives the right message. It doesn't do all the ridiculous things we see on Facebook all the time. It's all right. So that video has been prepared. I'm going to show it to you in a minute for you. That will be released to everybody on the 1st or midnight, probably on the 31st of August. So you will have it from the very first day of September. For this 90 days. And then we're going to start getting out there into the country. Our channel is now 40,000 people big, and we want to get across, thank you very much, 40,000 people in 16 months. That's what we've done. Can you imagine what we're going to do in 16 years? It's going to be absolutely amazing. So we are going to start hitting the provinces, and of course you can come with. It's the idea. The idea is that you're growing your provinces around the country. So it doesn't matter where you are, whether you're in Limpopo or Mpumalanga or Western Cape, you can come and start growing your channels where we go. So we're going to be doing 2 encounters. We're going to be heading down to KZN in September. All right, we're going to talk about that in a little bit more detail in a minute. We're going to head down to KZN and have a big full-day session down in KZN, so that if you want to be there and start growing your channel down in KZN, and that's a big province, our second biggest one, you want to get down there with us. Then in October, we're going to head down to the Eastern Cape, which has been a thriving channel for us this year, and we're going to have a big venue down there in the Eastern Cape. So if you want to start growing your channels down in the Eastern Cape in the next 90 days, October, we'll be down there for an entire day. Intro sessions, dev seminars, everything. So if you've got people around the country in those provinces, come and meet us there on those days and get them alive down there, so that you're a multi-province channel builder and not just one stuck in Gauteng or stuck in KZN or stuck in Western Cape or wherever you are right now. So folks, that's our plan. We want to give you better technology. We want to give you more facility to connect individuals to DuePoint, and we want to be everywhere. That's what we're going to do in the next 3 months as the facilitator, as the platform, DuePoint. You are going to have to fill in the details now as to what you do with what we're offering and putting out there, and how that's going to change your channels and your income over the next 90 days. So folks, this is the new pitch video, less than 2 minutes. It's going to be 7 megabytes big. That was the smallest we could make. It should be small enough for anybody to WhatsApp around. WhatsApp allows up to 16 megs, and this is a 7 meg file. So here goes. This is the 99% finished version. Why is it that we keep finding ourselves in the position where we don't earn enough to make a decent living, and where we're living constantly in the fear of what happens when we get to the point one day where we can't earn any income anymore? You know, as far as we can tell, there's really 3 reasons why we keep finding ourselves in this position. The first one is because of the state of our economy. We're living in a country with an economy that's actually shrinking every single year. Second reason is because of inflation. Inflation is driving costs up at an incredible rate in South Africa, And yet our earnings are not matching that speed. And then, of course, the third reason, and probably the most important one, is that we have no control over what we earn and how we earn our income in South Africa. You know, the South African state is so bad that we've had to bridge this gap between what we earn and what we need to just have a decent standard of living in South Africa by using debt. And in South Africa, we use debt in every conceivable way. We use it to buy clothes, cars, houses, even food. And what it does, and what it has done for all of us in South Africa, is it started poisoning our personal economy right now, and most importantly, into the long-term future. It's something we never get rid of in South Africa. The DuePoint system was designed in the 21st century by South Africans for South Africans. It is available to you 24 hours a day online via our website, smartphone app, and our live streams. It does not require you to purchase or store or transport any stock. It doesn't require you to market or present or sell any aspect of DuePoint. It is designed, however, to give you control again over your earnings. The DuePoint system is designed to put steady and recurring income back in your hands through one simple task, the task of you connecting people to DuePoint. It is designed to close and even surpass the gap between your earnings and your cost of living, putting real wealth generation potential back in your hands. If you want to find out more, talk to the person who sent you this video or go to www.duepoint.net. Alrighty, so that's the video. It's going to be released to you guys around about the 1st of September. You've got it. It can move around on WhatsApp very easily now. It's less than 2 minutes long, and we feel that it does justice to the business and covers all the regulatory environment. Regulatory requirements for you, and you don't have to make up these really crazy things that we see going on out there. You'll notice again the amount of time I spent talking about product. Did you? Yeah, that's right, because this is a wealth engineers video. Okay, that's a wealth engineers video. You want to connect people to what we're doing here, which is creating income. It's not selling personal accident insurance. That's my job. That's not yours. Your job is to sell the income, in a sense, to connect people to the opportunity. And that's what we've created here. Hopefully you guys can use that and push it around. And you can see that we've referred back to you at the end where we say, so talk to the person who sent you this video. It's the first statement we make. It's yours, in a sense. It should direct back to you in that. So that's the tool that we're making. Of course, we've got the new app, which I'll show you near the end of next month. So we're going to head out to Durban. There's the date. We're heading to Durban on the 16th. It's 3 weeks from now. You will be able to book tickets online. You won't be allowed to come in if you don't have a ticket, guys. The same as last time. You've got to go onto our booking system. You know how to do it. You go to events on our website or events on our app, and you book a ticket. You can book yourself and one guest. The reason we do that is because it just goes crazy. Guys start block booking 36 seats, and then only 10 of their guys arrive. That doesn't work for me at all. We know that there's going to be hundreds of people. We've got a 500-seater venue here, so it's big. We think we should be able to accommodate everybody in those 500 seats. So please make your effort from after the seminar to book your tickets online. You won't be allowed in if you don't have a ticket, so make sure you've got it with you on the day. It's at the Southern Sun, Ilangeni, and Maharani, basically on that beach road there. It's a fantastic venue. 10 a.m., we're going to be doing an introduction presentation. So if you've got people down in KZN who are brand new, you want to get them to the system, that's the time. We do the intro, and then a little bit afterwards, about 1 p.m., we'll be doing a dev seminar on them. So it's good. They get both some training and an introduction to the business on that day. Go for a tea and coffee. Bits and pieces will be served, but if you want lunch, you'll have to go out and get it yourself on that day. It's just not enough time and not enough space in that venue for all of that. Okay. All right, guys. That's Durban. Then we go October. We're not revealing the date on that one yet because I want you focused on KZN in September. One focus at a time. If I've learned anything about people, they have only one-track minds, and I want to focus you first on KZN. Guys, you don't need to film this. It is being filmed already for you, so please turn the video cameras off. This is like this new thing that's happening. I need to double film these presentations. Turn them off. Guys, please. It is being filmed. You will find it on YouTube afterwards. October, we are going to be in Eastern Cape. At the end of September, I will reveal to you that date. The same process will occur. You can book your tickets online with us there. This has got a 300 seater down in Eastern Cape, a big venue. We're going big. We want it filled. book your tickets, get your guests, start building across the country multinational channels with us. Again, 12:30 introduction presentation, 2:30 development seminar in the Eastern Cape as well for everybody. So spread the news, get it out there, and let's go get those venues booked up. I want full house and us really pushing into the provinces this 90 days. Okay, all right, some more of the plan. The first thing that I want to talk to you guys about, as I always, we've said it in a number of our training sessions, but I want to get back to it today, is the fact that you can't build any income in your own channel until such time that you start. And that seems to be the biggest obstacle for most people. Turn it off. Turn it off, put it away. Okay? Folks, you cannot get anywhere until you start. And for a lot of people, I know you guys are like it's like me preaching to the choir here. You guys are the ones out there getting started, but I want you to take this message to your people too. We get a lot of people that come through DuePoint's presentations at night and during the weekends and never do anything. And then they're the first to tell other people who hear about DuePoint that it doesn't work, but they didn't get started. Now, there's a couple of things I really want to push to you again. We've got a couple of tools in this business. Tools we want you to use to help you get started. You would have seen a while ago, Rob did the first 30 days. What have I got to do in the first 30 days? All right? How many of you have watched that video? Maybe for half of you, okay? So that's great. Then we got another video that says, how do you get from the day 31 now through to rank 11? Now that's where the drop-off starts occurring. Now it's only 20% of you that have watched that video, okay? Then I say to people, how many of you have got the plan out for the first 30 days and are actually using it, ticking off day by day the steps? 10% of you. Then I say, all right, now who's got the fast starter guide that gets you to 5,000 Rand a month, double the 2,500 Rand that we put in our presentations, 5,000 Rand a month by 6 months. And that's down to like 5% of you, okay? Now you wonder, why am I not building? Why am I not closing? Why am I not expanding? What's happening? You haven't got started yet. And I want to push you again now to say, guys, you got the pieces there. Make sure you use them and make sure that as you get people who say, yes, I want to become a wealth engineer and connect to the business, you sit with them and you go, right, here's the first 4 things we've got to equip you with. These 2 videos and these 2 plans. And now let's start getting going. I was talking to one of my wealth engineers 2 days ago, and he said to me, people say to me, I give them all these things, and then I call them up and I say, hey, have you done day 1, 2, and 3 since I've seen you? And they go, no, don't pressure me into doing it. And I get quite flabbergasted by that, okay? Don't pressure me into making money, okay? I don't want to make money. It's an amazing state of mind, okay? We've got to tackle that. We've got to tackle that and say, hey, come on, we're not pressuring you here. This is not like we're saying you have to study for an exam and you need to do it now and quit your job and no. That's not what we're asking. What we're saying is we've equipped you now in a position to make money, all right? Now we want to just get you started. And it's such a simple plan. It's not a plan that takes hours and hours every day. What does the first day say? It says read your code of conduct. Okay, quick poll. Who's read their code of conduct in this room? About 30% of you. The other 66% of the people in this room alone don't know what they contracted to me for. You don't know what your contract to me says, do you? I mean, you don't know what the terms and conditions are. You don't know what you're allowed to do, not allowed to do. You don't know how I can punish you or not punish you. You don't know. You signed it. You were like, yeah, sign me up. Sign me up. I'm in. Okay? And yet, you don't know. Now, guys, do you see what the problem is? You've got to get started. If we're going to get into September and October and November and we're going to turn them into our best spring ever, you've got to at least have done the things on the start line. And, of course, you need to have got your guys to do that. So as you add people, the first 5 days after they've said yes and got into the business, you want them in the training, learning how to qualify people, understanding where to find things on our website. You know, the secret website you guys never go to. All of those things you want to get them going and into, because that will create the momentum that we want in the next 90 days, the momentum that you want in the next 90 days. So Rob was saying, have you got your goal put out? Rob went a bit bananas on the flowers. I have to apologize for Rob for this, but it's quite pretty. He said, you've got to get started, you've got to have a goal, and then you've got to fill the pieces in between, okay? So we're going to talk goal at the end, but that's where we get started, have a goal, and then start filling in the pieces in between. Have we got a plan? We've been talking about the plan. We're going to help you with the structure of that. KZN in September, Eastern Cape in October, the whole country in November, that sort of thing. We're going to do that. Have we plugged ourselves into the tools, and are we plugging our guys into the tools as we move along? The fast starter guides, the first 30 days, and then are we connecting individuals to us? So now, I've said it many times in the last few weeks, I'm going to reiterate it again to you. You don't have to worry about bringing people to this office. I know it's a psychological crutch. I've literally had people in the last week say, when I've said to them, you don't need to bring them here, they said, yes, but I think it's better that I bring them here. Okay, that is like 19th century stuff. Very soon, you won't be able to bring them here. There just simply won't be seats. People keep saying, Brendan, you've got to build a bigger venue. I'm not building a bigger venue, guys. I'm not. I have the biggest venue in the country off of that camera right there. I can do all 51 million people at once out of that venue. Okay? I'm not building a bigger venue. It's always going to be this big because this is just my live studio audience. That's all you are. You're watching me film for the other 51 million South Africans this morning. That's what you're doing. It's like you're sitting in the studio when they're filming, Igoli. They don't care that you're in the studio. They don't. They're filming for the other 21 million viewers of that show. Okay? That is what is happening here this morning. Start becoming confident in the ability that you can connect people to DuePoint anywhere at the same, if not better, levels of credibility. There was a time, I remember in the 90s, where people felt that a company wasn't legitimate unless they had a website. If you had a website, then you were a real company. Okay? Now, that already demonstrated in the 90s that people were moving away from the fact that you had to have bricks. My dad tells me a story of when he was in the 80s. He was the CEO of AA Life back in the 80s, and they were moving buildings, and between the one building and the next, there was a week where they didn't have a place to be in. It was just the way the timing was. And people said, what's going to happen to the company? And my dad, very confused, said, what do you mean what's going to happen to the company? No, well, we don't have an office. He said, well, that's got nothing to do with the company. A company is made up of people and bank accounts. That's it, people and bank accounts. They didn't stop making sales during that time. All their brokers were out selling. The business is not made up by these bricks in this world. What happens if tomorrow morning I move to another building? Are we now a new company? No. The bricks and the mortar mean nothing. Where you connect DuePoint is through our online tools, our live streaming, our DuePoint channel. I think it's one of the best on YouTube. Go and look and see what you've got on our YouTube channel that's available. There is our legitimacy. There is our existence, and our website. Our portal to the heart of our business comes through that website. Start connecting the people, and if you get these steps right, you will have achieved your goal. What is your goal going to be at the end of the next 90 days? What could it be? Is it 4 times as much as you're earning now? Is it 10,000 Rand a month? Is it 20,000 Rand a month? Will you be lying on the beach with me in December? What's your goal? Anything can happen in the next 90 days. Isn't that wonderful? There's complete freedom. There is no restriction at DuePoint that says, well, the most you can grow in the next 3 months is 50 people. There's none of that. You could put 5,000 people in your channel in the next 3 months. It is incredibly, incredibly exciting for me to know that there is no limit to what we can do with DuePoint in the next 90 days. We've just got to get started, have a plan, work the tools, and connect individuals so that we can get there. That's all we've got to do. So simple through this process. And then, of course, we're going to be launching a very, very special, well, I say very special, very specifically directed wealth quests every month for the next 3 months to what we're wanting to do, okay? To expand us to multinational channels. For you, I'm already all over the place. We've got all 9 provinces represented already. But for you, to get you out of Gauteng, out of the Eastern Cape, out of KZN, across the country, multinational channels. We've got very specific wealth quests we're going to be running to drive you guys and encourage you guys to do that through that process. All right, so we want to get our channels mobilized. I talk to a lot of my big guys all the time, and of course they've got thousands of people in their channels, and they ask me always, what are we going to do? What are we going to do now to manage these channels? What are we going to do to grow these channels? Because even when you've got thousands of people in your channel, I tell you, it's challenging to keep the momentum going. We've still all got little infants here, these little infant channels. I promise you, that's why we say it's a 5-year journey. Folks, the routine of growing a channel is the same no matter how big you are and no matter what you're doing at any point in time. There is a checklist of things you do, and as long as you're doing them, There's nothing else you need to and can do to get your channel to run. It is so simple. We always say this business is simple but not obvious. People look at it and go, too complicated, it's too difficult. It's not. It's so simple. Once you break through the barrier of understanding, you understand that it's a very simple business. There's just a few things you've got to do, and as long as you keep rinse and repeating them, you will ultimately succeed and get to what you want every single time. The first thing is communication with your teams. Okay? So this morning is a little bit of recap coming for the next few minutes on what we've done in other training, but is often forgotten, and I know most of you haven't watched the videos, which you should have done. The first thing, communication with your channel is critical. You're forming a team of friends and family in your channel. That's the wonderful thing about channel building, okay? And you've got to communicate with them. You cannot hope that we as DuePoint will keep your channel informed. We don't. I'll tell you, we've got rules in our system that sends you SMSs, okay, about our presentations and wealth quests and bits and pieces for only 1 month if you're not active. Okay, so if you think your whole channel gets that SMS that you're getting that says, you know, come to our presentation tonight at 12:15, or dev seminar on Saturday, or wealth quest released, only if the system sees you active does it keep sending you that SMS. If you're inactive for more than a month, we stop sending you the SMS. Okay, so do not rely on us to communicate to your channel. We don't do it. We communicate to our active channel. That's it. We know who's active in DuePoint, so we communicate with them. You will need to communicate with your guys. So you do that via WhatsApp, whatever you use, but make sure you're in constant communication with your guys. Meet regularly, okay? This is something guys tend to want to struggle with. I think they're uncomfortable with it. I have spoken to a couple of wealth engineers who are very uncomfortable with what happens after the person has signed up as a wealth engineer. It's amazing. They say, no, I don't have a problem getting somebody to a presentation and getting them signed up. My problem is after that, I don't want to see them again. I'm too scared that if I see them again, they will like cancel or something. You know, and that's so sad because that person doesn't ever do anything then, okay? You've got to sign them up and connect with them. And even once you've connected with them, after that it should be regular. We say you should be meeting with your first pointers every week. Once a week, if it's a Saturday or a Sunday. Sunday lunch, Sunday tea, coffee in the afternoon, whatever it is, once a week, your first pointers, the active ones, you'll have many that are dormant and fall away. The guys you know are alive, you meet with them. Every week you meet with them. And then once a month you meet with your first and second pointers. Why do you do that? Because if we're going to spring into the next 90 days, how are you going to get your guys mobilized if you don't meet with them? Do you think a quick WhatsApp, hey guys, let's go crazy for the next 90 days, and suddenly they're all alive? It's not going to happen. You've got to sit them down, look them in the eye like I'm looking you in the eye this morning. And go, guys, do we want to be amazing in the next 90 days? Do we want Christmas this year to be the best Christmas we personally have ever had? That's it. You look them in the eye and you ask them that question. Then you go, right, what's the plan? We've got 3 months. September, what are we doing for September? They're going to KZN. How many guys have we got down in KZN? They're meeting on the 16th. Maybe let's get a van together. We can all pay in. We all can all jump in the van. We can go down in the van. Costs us $200 each, and we can get 5 guys each at the venue or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Like, you've got to have a plan to get there. And then September or October, we're going to Eastern Cape. Let's do the same thing then. You sit down. If you don't meet with them, you can't plan that. You can't communicate with them on that level if you're not meeting with them on a regular basis. So guys, get over the fear of meeting with them. These people have said yes, they've connected. You know, if you were selling them something that they had to rub on their skin, you know, then maybe then they're like, it's a rubbish product. I don't want to see you ever again. You made me buy that 500 Rand bottle and it's useless. Okay, that's not what we're doing here at DuePoint. At DuePoint, we go to them and we say, this is the opportunity to make more money. Nobody goes, no, the money over there is better than the money over here at DuePoint. Nobody says that. It's the same thing. They're going to go, yes, I want to make more money. You know, they're excited to meet with you if your meeting is about building forward momentum for their income and changing their economic position. That's what we want to be doing. So you've got to be meeting regularly. You've got to have goals for yourself and your channels. We've discussed that already. And you've got to set up that calendar. I keep telling the guys, where's the calendar for your team? Okay? There are 40,000 people at DuePoint. Why is this room not full this morning? Why is it not full? I'll guarantee you that 90% of the 40,000 don't even know we have a development seminar on this morning. They don't know it. They don't know. They haven't checked. It's not scheduled. The person who introduced them, their lead wealth engineer, has not communicated to them. Hasn't communicated. And they're not excited about this business because they haven't met with somebody who's given them fire. They haven't met with their team, team to motivate and fire them up. And so they're not here this morning. They're not here this morning. Okay, how sad is that? I mean, if we were selling things, I could understand people going, I don't want to go. But we're selling your future here. Your future freedom and economics. Why is this room not absolutely packed to capacity this morning? I tell you, it breaks my heart. Now, I know that I've got a whole bunch of guys making plenty of money. We're growing at we're going to be about 5,500 people this month, okay? So at DuePoint, but these people are falling off out the sides who are going to be nowhere. 10 years from now, 20 years from now, they'll be in the position you're in right now. They will have changed nothing. Why? Why did they take the tool and put it down and stop using it? Why? Okay, now, you do these things. You can hold more of them in the vision, focused on the future. If you are communicating with them, setting goals for them, meeting with them regularly, and making sure their calendars are scheduled. It's in, it goes, bing, 9 o'clock this morning, I've got to be at DuePoint, because it's in their phones. It's ready for them to go, and you've communicated it to them. Okay, that's what we want. You're looking at me very seriously this morning. I hope it's because you're contemplating your calendars going forward. Is it not exciting that you are the very few select South Africans right now, and I say that with full confidence, that actually have some hope? That actually have some hope. You think about the guys. I drove here this morning. I looked at these guys around me. Some of them were building. Some of them were begging. Some of them were, working on the power lines and the billboards on the way here. And I looked at it and I went, that's the best they got. That's the best they got. They got no future. I've said it this week quite a lot, but I've been reading in the papers, and I agree with the statement. Jobs create poverty. Jobs create poverty. These guys are impoverished. They're having to work on a Saturday. And they're not making any money. They're going to make the same amount of money this month as they made every other month, and there they are on a Saturday morning digging in a pit on the side of the road. Frick, that makes me sick. You're not in that position this morning. You don't have to be so serious. You can smile. You're free. This morning, you're sitting here with a tool that's going to make you money. Before the end of the intro presentation this morning, you're going to be richer than you were when you started this morning. That's where you are. You're going to be like that. You're going to be richer by the end of this morning than you were when you started. That's what we are doing here at DuePoint. Why are people not excited about that? Why is this room not bulging full of people this morning? Of people wanting to be richer every time they connect somebody to DuePoint. I don't understand it. Okay, and then create some accountability. Accountability is great. When you've got meetings scheduled and when you communicate, you can say, hey, what did you do last week? I got 3 guys in. Fantastic. No, I lost 2. Don't worry. Let's help you get it back up again. You've got this accountability when you're communicating and meeting and working as a team. That's what we want. All right, success. How are we going to succeed? We can only succeed if we're prepared to succeed. That's Rob's big thing always. You saw his Ironman race. You saw him. He looked fat and old before, and then he got himself in shape so he could win. It's amazing. I remember I was friends with him when he was doing that Ironman. We were all like, dude, you are never going to make it. You are never going to make it. Weighed like 100 kilos before he started, okay? And by the time he ran that race, he weighed 80. That's crazy. And he did it he did it in 11 and a half hours. Most of the guys finished in 13. It's like crazy from 0 to hero because he prepared to succeed. He prepared. He didn't just go in and succeed. There are a few individuals that do that. We don't like them. The rest of us have to work for it. I had 1 or 2 friends like that at school and university. Great guys. You love them. They love you. Good at sport, good at academics, great leaders. We don't like those people, okay? Because the rest of us have been given a very limited pool of skills, and we have to prepare to succeed. We've discussed what we've got to do to prepare. Let's go and get prepared, and then we'll succeed. Then we'll succeed. And as I said, the exciting thing is we don't even know how big this flower is for the next 3 months. It can be absolutely massive. Absolutely massive. It's a big industry. It's a big industry in South Africa. The cream industry, not as big as the financial services industry in South Africa. Right now, in fact, I was looking at the stats, the financial services industry is the biggest industry in South Africa. It's bigger than mining. Mining has deteriorated so much, and financial services picked up so much in South Africa. It's the biggest industry. You are now part of the only winning sector in South Africa. That's where you're part of it. That's why I say you can smile. You have hope when others just do not have hope in South Africa today. All right, so now, if we are going to get to the success that we want in the next couple of months, I want to do a very brief recap on the key to our success, which is duplication. It is what makes this business work. It is the second tier. We told you we wanted to create recurring and stable income in the introduction presentation. That's step one. And then we wanted duplication. We want this thing multiplying out into the country. And you want it too, because it's your channel. You want making money 24 hours a day. So you've got to start instilling a process of duplication in your channel, where it's you, and then it's 2, and then it's 4, and then it's 8, and then it's 16. You want that process happening in your channel. And so let's look at the steps of duplication briefly again. There's an entire session on this. You can go to our training videos, and other ones you never look at. Go to the training videos. You will find one called Activating Duplication. Watch it after today. This is a brief recap on that, because it's critical if we're going to get proper duplication in the next 3 months. First of all, you work as a team. You don't work alone. You cannot build how are you going to go to rank 9? 1,000 paid products by yourself. I mean, you could. It's going to take you 20 years, but you could. You know, I want to get you there in the next 90 days. All right, which means you need lots of people who work as a team. Then we want to look at motivation and endurance. When you by yourself, it is very difficult to motivate yourself. You know, there's different, everyone's got different religions. I happen to be a Christian believer, and I'm saying Satan's favorite trick, he cuts you from the herd and he isolates you. Soon as you think you're alone, he's got you, boy. That's when he's got you. Cut you from the herd, man. And it's the same thing here. Rob talks about his Ironman race. He had to run. The last part of the Ironman was a 42.5K run. No problem, hey? 42.5 Ks after you've cycled 200 Ks and swam 5. I mean, come on. Who does that? Nonetheless, he was halfway through, and he was running through the University of Port Elizabeth's campus, and he said there was no one. There was no one. It was coming about 6 o'clock at night. It was getting dark, and there was no one around him. And he just wanted to die. He did. Right there. He was like, Lord, take me now. Return. Let the second coming be now. I don't need to make it the finish line. Okay? His whole mental attitude was dark. And he was by himself, and there was pain, and he didn't have the strength anymore to keep going because he was alone. But when he runs now with teams of guys, and they go jogging on a Saturday morning, there's 10 of them. It's easy. The sun's shining, and they're chatting, and the motivation and the endurance is there because they're working as a team. Don't try and do this alone. You won't get there. And remember what it leads to. Duplication leads ultimately to that time freedom. Guys say, how long am I going to have to do this? At least 5 years. But when you've done your 5 years, you get your 5 years back. You've got a team of leaders in your channel that will do the work, and you will be able to step back and watch as your channel grows and get your time back without having to put the input in. So you sow in for at least 5 years, and then you'll reap after that. So keep going. And then, of course, there's this big wealth quest on our website. It's wealth quest number 19, I think it is, which is our architect one, who says that when you've got 10 guys on your first point who are each rank 9, can you imagine that day? You've got 10 rank 9s on your first point. They each have at least 1,000 paid product owners. That means your channel's at least 10,000 big. Okay? Can you imagine that day? Never mind the bloody XP, man. Can you imagine what the returns and rewards are like when you've got 10,000 people in front line? We give you 500,000 XP because you really have bought your freedom when you do that. That's what duplication does. You can't do that by yourself. All right, that was the query. So we want to talk about now, if we're going to get the right kind of duplication, quality is key. You know it. We repeat it over and over. The impact of quality is unbelievable, destructive or unbelievably building, depending on what you're putting into your channel. The power of face-to-face, no remote, guys. It does not work remotely. I don't care. They've got people arguing with me all the time. I promise you, you will never build a channel remotely. Face-to-face in every way. And then the effect of example. You're going to have, if you are the guy at the top, it's unavoidable. Everybody is always going to look to you in your channel. Remember, it's your channel. And everybody you put in will always go, I'm in Peter's channel. I'm in, Pamela's channel. It's you. Whatever example you're setting is what they're going to do. You cannot avoid it. If you get lazy, if you're like, I can't do this, they stop pressuring me, then your whole channel will behave like that. And you'll never go anywhere. You've got to set the example, and you've got to keep repeating the message. Look at me. This is literally the 1,000th time I have spoken about quality, duplication, participation, personal activity. It's a message spoken 1,000 times. Eventually it goes in. Eventually the lights come on. Eventually people can start seeing the process and start doing it. So you yourself will have to repeat the message 1,000 times as you go through it. So let's look at the impact of quality. Now, there's lots of channels, particularly KZN. You guys struggle with quality the most, and I want to really address you guys there, but you guys here too. There is the temptation always to put the wrong quality in your business. What's the wrong quality? Basically, people who cannot afford to be in this business. Remember, I said to you before, I couldn't create a business that could just change the unemployment in South Africa. I'm just physically, as an individual incapable of solving that problem. It's too big. They're now, I saw the DA's report yesterday. There are now more unemployed people than employed people in South Africa. 17 million unemployed South Africans. Half the population unemployed. How do you solve that problem? It takes money. We don't do that. But what we can do is we can start getting the people who are earning 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10,000 rand a month to be earning 50,000 rand a month. Now, with an equipped economy like that, those guys with all of that can go and start tackling the big problem of the unemployment. So your task is not to go out and find all the unemployed people that won't build your channel. They can't afford the product, you make no money. Okay? You've got to find people who can afford the product, who have internet access, and who can move. They've got to have a little bit of transport, otherwise they can't connect people. Okay? 3 criteria. It's in our training, guys. Common mistakes. Recruiting and dropping. I've mentioned it already. Sign up the guys. You become an expert at getting them here or connecting them, and they sign up and you never see them again. You never see them again. No, they'll be fine. They'll just get it. They'll just get it. No, it's all right. I'll put them in. Leave them. Leave them. They'll understand it. I asked this morning who's read their contract. Only a third of you have read the contract. They're never going to get it. They don't. This is new. Remember, DuePoint is new. We have people all the time asking us, just tell us exactly what DuePoint does when they've been here for a month. Okay? I remember Spamandla, who's greatly successful down in KZN. He's coming with us, rank 9 at the end of the year on holiday. He said, 2 months in, he got 4,000 rand from DuePoint. He's like, what is this DuePoint thing, And he called Pumi, he says, no, come on, tell me, how does DuePoint work? He's earning 4,000 rand a month from DuePoint. He has no clue, okay? People will not just get it. You've got to do that, I always say, within 48 hours of them saying yes, you have either spoken to them on the phone or met them and connected them with, drawing up a list of people to talk to, plugging into the training, okay? And getting the fast starter guides and the first 30-day guides in place. That's within 48 hours of everyone who says yes, you should have followed up and connected with them. And then people go, I don't want to bother them. That's the other one. No, they might cancel then. They might cancel, or I'm embarrassed to see them, or so. No. If you're going to form a team, you've got to connect with every single person that says yes. You've got to connect and communicate with them. Bad quality, what does bad quality look like? Desperate and resourceless. People often say, no, network marketing is for people who are desperate. No, it's not. Network marketing is for people who are on fire, entrepreneurs, people willing to get out there, to pay with time and energy and thought and persistency. It's the desperate and resourceless that end up in employment hiding behind a desk somewhere or, on a pit like I saw this morning as I drove past. That's desperate and resourceful. We're the active individuals here. So don't find people like this, because if you were going to build a team, let's build the A team. Would you run around and find the people that have generally failed at stuff and put them in? No, you'd want the guys that are awesome. Like, this guy's really great at what he does. I want him in my team so he can be really great in my team. Find fantastic guys to put it in. The get-rich-quick characters. Oh, man, there's so many of those that are out there. No. I have them. They come up on the stage. Brendan, I'll only do DuePoint if and when and how. And I'm like, oh, goodbye. I've seen you before. No. There is no such thing as get rich quick. Otherwise, I would have been rich 20 years ago. There's no such thing. You've got to commit a lifetime to generating wealth. If you look at the super wealthy, it's taken generations. People think guys like Bill Gates were just from naught to wealthy. His dad gave him a $40 million loan to start Microsoft. How many dads here have got $40 million? Okay, so his dad was rich already. And his dad gave him a $40 million loan to start Microsoft. That's how he succeeded. Generations of wealth. It takes time and energy to get there. And we're going to have to commit lifetimes to getting wealthy. Don't find guys who go, I'm only doing this if I can be earning 20 grand by the end of the month. Okay, next. It's not for us at all. Bad quality repercussions. Guys, you put bad quality in, this tool puts out bad quality. It means that you then have less than 10% of your channel earning money for you. I've seen that. I've literally got guys who have put in 100 people and 10 are paying. No duplication, no growth. And it's heartbreaking, and then you're in that dark patch in UPE running, and there's no one, and the sun's going down on you. That's what's happening at that point, and then it's no, this business doesn't work. You've got to put the right quality in if you want the right quality coming out. Good quality. What does good quality look like? Relatable and resourceful. They're your peers, not the desperate people, you know. They're your peers. They're the people that you want to talk. You relate to them. You've got common ground with them, and you know that they can do well in your channel for you. One-on-ones, you want to be connecting with each one. Each one you want to connect with. You want to know them. Even if you do use your online tools like Facebook and WhatsApp and stuff, when someone shows interest in what you're doing, you connect with them. You connect with them so that as they come on board, you can relate and work with them. That's what you want to be doing. And then, of course, good quality that you put in is going to result in good quality coming out of your channel. Then we've got other guys on the opposite end of the scale where they earn on 96% of the people they've put in. Absolutely incredible. 100% BPQ, 100 people go in, 96 pay and grow. That's how you get duplication. That's what we want happening here. The power of face-to-face channel building cannot be done remotely. I've said it before. The beautiful thing of network marketing is it speaks to the human condition. We don't want to be alone. We don't want to be alone. We want to be in community, guys. We want to be in community. That's what this does for us. The wonderful thing in time will be that you will make lifetime friends out of the channels you're going to build here. Friends that you went through the ups and downs with. Friends that you traveled overseas with. Friends that you grew income with and were able to buy cars and houses and change your circumstances with. Those are the people you are going to make. You haven't even met them yet, but you're going to. When I talk about the next 90 days being an open sky of possibility, some of the possibilities is in the next 90 days you could meet people that will be lifetime friends of yours. That's what happens here. And it's because we connect with each one face to face. And we make them equipped and we connect them into the system. And they duplicate with you and they change their futures as you change yours. That is just the most powerful and freeing and exciting thing for me. I mean, I have met people in the last 16 months that are going to be friends of mine for the rest of my life in this business. And so you will too. It is so, so exciting. All right. Now, we've spoken about it. What do we got to do? What's the plan? Daily communication. Chat to your guys on a daily basis. Meet with your first pointers weekly. Meet with your first and second pointers monthly. Start making the calendar. Start doing it. Just start doing it. And if you keep rinse and repeating, you're going to lose, guys. You're going to put 10 in, 8 are going to fall away. But you've got 2 now. Then you're going to put 10 in again, another 8 are going to fall away. But now you've got 4. And people go, no, but I lost 16. I'm like, it doesn't work. I've lost 16. I'm going to say, no, you've got 4. We were laughing out. We had a big Teamworks meeting here. Patrick and Pumi's Teamworks meeting now is nationwide. We live stream it. That's how big their Teamworks meeting is. Okay, and every month there's about 40 people, maybe 45 people in the room that are part of their first and second pointers. And every month it's different. It's like a different set of people. And we're always like, what happened to the other lot? No, they're all gone. It's new faces. But the front row is getting longer and longer of the same people. Every month, the front row of builders is getting bigger and bigger. And I said, soon you're going to have 2 rows. It's 12 people, 24 people. You know, it's growing slowly. And the rest are falling away. And the new set comes in and they fall away. But the front row is just slowly growing. It's rinse and repeat, rinse and repeat. Do not get upset by those falling away. Get excited about those who are staying. That's what you want in this business. All right, so there's your 5-step or your, I think it's 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, your 6-step plan that you just rinse and repeat. That's all you got to do every single month. Set a goal with your guys. Right, September, this is what we're going to do. Get the plan and strategy in place. Diarize the key events. One of the key events is we're going to Durban, but we're going to have a tell-all Tuesday. You know how powerful they are. And we're going to have a throwdown Thursday. Big events. Plug them in. We'll have a dev seminar too next month. Get everybody plugged into the training so they understand how everything works. I don't understand how to qualify. Okay, that's a problem. You should know that straight away. Motivate and encourage each other. That'll naturally happen as the month progresses. Some who are doing badly, you'll be able to lift up. Those who are doing well will be able to pull others up. You see, you want to do that. And, of course, that will lead to fellowship and camaraderie that you cannot get in your employment. No one in your employment is coming around to help you and drive you through this business. All right. So, having said that, let's talk about our goals now. Let's talk about it. You've got them. I know you do. If you haven't, it's time to get one. It's time to get one. when you joined this business and you watched that introduction presentation and I played the Mauritius video and you could feel it in your blood. You were like, that's what I want. Okay? How big is your dream? I don't want us as South Africans to be limited anymore. We have small dreams as South Africans because we've had to survive our whole lives. So our dreams are small. It's time now for us to get bigger dreams. Bigger dreams. I don't want you to limit yourself to, if I can just have a little house and a little car, I'll be happy. Do you remember Mlu? Mlu said, I want a car that has a name and a surname. Mercedes-Benz. Rolls-Royce. You know, that's what he said. I want a car with a... That's what we need to start thinking. And we can do that, and we can start doing that in the next 90 days. In the next 90 days, we can do that. You've got to decide that that's what you want. What is Christmas going to look like? You're not going to get a Bentley by Christmas, I can promise you that, okay? Or a Rolls-Royce, or a Mercedes-Benz. But Christmas this year could have 10,000 Rand spending money in your pocket. You know, that consolidation is going to run on the 16th of December. How great would it be on the 17th or 18th to get 10 grand into account just before Christmas? Huh? How great would that be? If you're already earning 10,000 Rand with us, how great would it be to get 25,000 Rand? Huh? Rank 8, you get 20 grand reward check on top of your returns and rewards. Can you get to rank 8 by the time we get to Christmas? 700 paid in your channel? 20 grand check plus returns and rewards, like 35,000 bucks if I remember correctly. It's about you'll be on about somewhere between 33 and 35,000 bucks. Imagine that payout on the 17th for you this year, of December this year for you. You've got to start looking at that. You know, have you visualized your goal? Have you visualized your goal? Do you remember the Nissan GTR? Yeah. Okay, you took too long. I can't buy it anymore. All right? They don't make it anymore. I can't get it in South Africa anymore. You were too slow. Now we're going to go faster. So I had to pick a new one. Okay, I had to pick a new one. So I can't get the Nissan GTR. Okay, no, it doesn't matter. My world hasn't ended. Eh? And if you can't get whatever you need by Christmas, well, it doesn't matter. Your world hasn't ended either. I'm closer, and that's way more important. Is that we closer, 40,000 people closer. Okay, that's what we've done. All right, and I'm going to get another 140,000 people in the next couple of months. All right, now set your goal. Put it up. Make it tangible. Can you feel it? The carbon fiber stripes. Can you feel it? Okay? Can you feel it? Can you imagine it? Do you see the yellow stitching? Can you smell it? Where's your one? Yours doesn't have to be a 911 turbo. It can be anything. It can be the house. It can be the freedom. It can be the release from your job. A lot of people hate it. In the newspaper this week, the average person hates their job from age 35 onwards. All right? Do you hate your job? Do you want freedom? That's your goal. Stick it up on your fridge for the next night. And then when you meet with your team, which I'm hoping you're going to be doing, say to them, I want to see all your goals. Come, let's make a board, and I want to see all your goals up on the board. Let's stick a picture up for each of you on the board. That's what we're going to get. And then I want to start crossing them off as you achieve them. Huh? That's it. Is that the goal? Is that the goal? Is that where we're going? All right. Well, you've got 100 days. Otherwise, you have to wait 12 more months. You'll make it, but you'll just have to wait another whole year. If that's your goal, take the picture, stick it up on your fridge. I sometimes hear a couple of guys who are really pushing for it. They drive past playing the music of this video in their car. All right? Making the goal tangible. Making the goal tangible. Okay? Is that your goal? Is this your goal? Is that the goal? Is it a new car? Do you desperately need your own transport? Because if you do, take it. It doesn't have to be this car, like the turbo, you know. You can be whatever it is. Stick it up and make it tangible, because for the next 90 days, what is your number one priority? Is it the year end at your office? Is it the big annual stock take where you work? Is it surviving to Christmas? No. The rest of the population are going to survive September, October, November to make it to the Christmas holiday. What are we going to do here at DuePoint? We are going to make the next 90 days absolutely amazing. All right. Now, a couple of quick admin things before we end today. We're dealing with security issues always in office parks at South Africa. I've told you before, we've had 3 incidents now in the office park here, and the office trustees have had to clamp down on security. It's unfortunately nothing I can control, but if you do want to come to and be part of our live studio audience, then there's been a slight change in the parking arrangements from the 15th of September in order to prevent further security incidents in our office park here. It's very sad, actually, that this is the life we live in. You know our office park? Here's our park. This is Payne Road. You come off of Main Road. You guys all recognize that? Huh? Remember it is? Okay. From the 15th of September, we're moving our parking for DuePoint on-site presentations to up here at the Bryanston Sports Club, okay? There is the entrance. You can see two cars driving out of it there. It's 100 meters. I measured it up the road, okay? So it's hardly the end of the world. So 100 meters up the road there on the left-hand side, it's a Bryanston Sports Club. That's what we're going to do. There is a paved walkway the whole way down, so it's very nice and easy. And we are going to get a dedicated DuePoint guard at the gate that will assist you on the way in and on the way out so that you're never in danger of anything like that. You don't have to worry. We're going to assist you. So just going forward from the 15th of September, when you come to any presentation of ours, you park up here at the Bryanston Sports Club. It looks a little bit like this. There's Main Road. There's William Nicol over there. You guys come through there, I think. We turn into Payne Road generally. There's DuePoint down there. I think you guys know this. This is where you normally come, okay? Here's the Bryanston Sports Club up here. Their entrance is right on the corner of these two roads, Ormond Street and Payne. Right there is the entrance. Now, what I want to suggest to you, particularly on Thursday nights, if you guys come here on a Thursday night, the copper bar upstairs brings as much traffic as us in. It becomes a complete nightmare at the gate. We've actually freed you up from that problem now. You will not have to get stuck in the traffic here of the copper bar. All you need to do now is, instead of coming down Main Road and turning into Payne, you can either go a little bit further down and turn into Flock, or come down William Nicol and turn into Ormond Street and go straight into the parking. There'll be no traffic jam for you there. So approach from that side going forward, guys. It'll make it much, much better for you, I think. So just know that's from the 15th of September, guys. There's the entrance to the Bryanston Sports Club, up at the corner, as I said, up the road, 100 meters up on the left. That's what it looks like. You go in there. They're aware we'll put some signage up. You'll be able to see the signage. It's nice and easy. A couple of things to note, guys. Please make sure you always book yourself and your guest in. We do need to give guest lists to the security guards. It'll be our own dedicated security guard, so it will help. But make sure you've booked in. Use Event. Go to the event menu in your app or on the website, put your name in so we let you in. Bring some form of ID. Make sure your guys have always got a driver's license or an ID book in them. It helps. It just helps it. Make sure we don't have to turn anyone away. And then the rank 10 pluses, you will be given parking inside the office park, okay, if you rank 10 plus. So again, it's another incentive to go rank 10, doesn't it? You get office parking, yeah. But anybody below rank 10 is going to have to park up at the sports club. During the week, though, guys, during the week when it's not a presentation, if you're here for queries and that, you can obviously park in the park. But when it's presentation time, everyone will have to go up to the sports club from the 15th. Right. Have you got the tools? Have you got the tools? We're serious about the next 90 days. We're fired up. We're going to make it absolutely amazing. We better have the tools. Have you got your business cards yet? You get 500 of them for 645 Rand. Have you got your business cards? Are you serious about achieving your goals? Have you picked up your PIN if you're earning? If you're earning, or you're a specific rank above rank 4, you should have a PIN. It shows people the system works. Look, I earn. That's what the PIN says. I'm earning. If you doubt that the system works, look at my PIN. I'm earning. Have you got the PIN? Have you got the USB stick? Have you got the pieces for your success? How are we going to do this? We need to prepare to succeed before we're going to succeed. Make sure this morning you get the tools before you go. Otherwise, you won't succeed. There are those beautiful pins. Make sure you've got one proving to people the system works before you leave today if you earn. Ladies and gentlemen, we're about to enter the biggest 3 months of production, I believe, in DuePoint's history. What share of that production is going to be yours? What piece is going to be yours? It doesn't matter where you are in South Africa today, you have an open-ended goal for the next 90 days. No limit to what you can create with DuePoint in the next 90 days. You're just going to have to decide to do it. And we're going to be here and we're going to facilitate everything we can to help you get there. All right. Let's start now. Introduction presentation in 10 minutes' time. Get your guests inside. Wealth engineers, stay outside. Bring your guests in so we can fill this room, and let's turn it into money for you. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.